The things that really matter to Barney Frank?
Well, in personal terms, because I denied myself, living my life, a full life, emotionally, physically, sexually, with the man I love is great. And I went too long without that. My public passion is, I care about a number of issues, but the ones that motivate me the most, it's a question of fairness. I guess the thing that makes me angriest is hungry 3-year-olds.
Former Congressman Barney Frank has died. That clip was from a conversation he had with Beth McAvoy back in 2020.
Barney Frank represented part of Massachusetts in the U.S. House of Representatives for decades, but he moved to Maine after retiring. As a politician, he left a substantial mark on America. In the wake of the country's financial crisis in 2007, Frank co-authored the Dodd-Frank Act, which provided consumer protections for the financial sector.
Apart from creating a federal watchdog and shoring up whistleblower protections, it created the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which to date has returned $21 billion to consumers who were defrauded by financial institutions. But perhaps more than anything, Representative Frank will be remembered for his advocacy for gay rights.
He was the first congressman who voluntarily revealed that he was gay and fought for legislation protecting the LGBT community.
Beth McAvoy sat down with Barney Frank 6 years ago to hear about his advocacy and his lived experience.
When I first thought about getting into politics, because I was interested in politics from an early age, I assumed I had to make a choice. Either I could live as a gay man and never have a political career, or you could run for office and be totally denying of who you were. And so I started out, the biggest obstacle was I kind of traded a political career for a personal life.
Frank was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1980 and says as time went on, people began to be suspicious.
I'm 40 years old. I'm not grotesque. I'm making a decent living, and I have no female interest. Well, people begin to think about it. I had this ethical dilemma. I'm not going to be honest about being gay, but I am not going to in any way participate in the hypocrisy of being anti-gay.
He became the lead sponsor of a gay rights bill despite his worries of being found out. Eventually, his mind was settled.
I can accept not volunteering that I'm gay. I can accept not being honest in that sense, but I can't live with hypocrisy. And that's been my principle ever since, that the right to privacy does not involve the right to hypocrisy.
Meanwhile, keeping his personal life private was taking a major toll.
I was frustrated by it. I was angry.
On Memorial Day in 1987, Barney Frank did something no member of Congress had ever done. At the age of 47, by his own choice, he publicly came out as gay. The same day, he was marching in a parade in Attleboro, Massachusetts.
But I always remember a fairly conservative Republican named David Locke, who was a state senator, whose district was within the district I represented. When I showed up for the parade, said, "Hey, Barney, come walk with me," and marched with me in a very courageous and wonderful act.
His seat in Congress was safe, and in every campaign afterwards, he was elected by a wide margin.
I became convinced at that point two things about America, which I think have now been very much confirmed. The average American back then, and even more so now, was not homophobic, but thought he was supposed to be. On the other hand, people were more racist than they were willing to admit. And I think that's happened. I mean, you look back, racial equality, civil rights for African Americans comes first, well before people even thought about gay rights. But tragically for the country, I think racism has remained much more deeply embedded than anti-gay and lesbian prejudice.
That was Beth McAvoy talking with Barney Frank in 2020. He was 86 years old.
He had entered hospice care just last month with congestive heart failure.